Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So we're here tonight with some new reviews, and hope everybody's doing well. Before we get into it, how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
I'm good. Tired.
Training day.
Oh no training this week. Thank God, because I need a break. I got fucking folded on Sunday pretty bad.
Oh, a Saito, you said?
Yeah. I took a Saito suplex and fucking got folded. I'm teaching these kids how to suplex too good.
I've never taken a Saito. Like, the landing on that does seem complicated. I know a lot of guys that got that move.
It's not like complicated. It's just you, like, it depends on how well you throw yourself, and I threw myself pretty fucking good.
Okay.
So but yeah, other than that though, I'm all right.
That's awesome to hear. Todd, anything exciting going on? No clubbing? I leave and then it's like all of a sudden it's just back to boring life. That's why you need me out there, Todd.
I will tell you, I have confirmed, and I talked to Pugs about this, that Dan is 100% an energy vampire.
Energy vampire? That sounds like a criticism. Todd.
No. Oh, well, if you don't know what an energy vampire is, well, you obviously don't watch the series What We Do in the Shadows, because we've called you Colin Robinson a numerous amount of times. But the last
I watched the movie, not the show.
Yeah, I know. So the last 3-4 days Dan was at my house. You can ask him. I felt like shit. I didn't want to do anything. I felt horrible. Day he left, perfect. Woke up.
That sounds like a criticism, Todd.
You're fucking energy. You were literally sucking all my energy away.
I mean,
he want to do anything.
I mean, he was there for how long? Like 2 weeks, right?
Apparently 3 days.
12 days. 12 days.
He gets 7-day max, or he's coming over to Arizona to visit you.
Damn. Good. Hello, you're an energy vampire.
I don't think I'll make it 7 days. I think Dan may go missing after 3.
Pugs will take him and throw him in the trophy shop, make him put stuff together. Then he'll have to redo everything after, though. So
I don't know. It's hard to get him motivated for a trophy. Schlack is just gonna break it. What if I wonder if there's a way we could make one that he couldn't break.
Just rib him, dude. That would be so fucking funny. You rib him and fucking just give him the unbreakable trophy.
Like he just smashes it down and it's just like does nothing. Boots it. It's like
he's fucking elbow dropping it. It's nothing's happening. I'm into this.
You know what's funny though with the trophy, and I didn't say anything. There was one of the beams. Pugs was having a problem getting tight, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope they, I hope it's okay." Didn't even think about it. It's getting smashed. I was like, we don't have to worry about it falling apart later.
I feel like I've seen so many deathmatch trophies get smashed now over the years.
I'm telling, we gotta start selling the replicas, especially now.
Yeah,
give a percentage to Drake. Shit, it's not a bad idea. Well, maybe not till busy season is over. Sorry, Pugs, I'm not trying to give you more work.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say when Rob Black walked over, I could just tell. I don't know if I said it to Pugs, but I'm like, that trophy's toast.
No, well, that happens every show. We should know that. I should know better. It was just so beautiful this time.
I was going to say it'd be nice Drake to have a piece of it at least, but I think we got tagged in a couple people that took memorabilia from that. But this isn't the wrestling show, so we'll talk about that more on the next XPW show. So 2 bits of news real quick. One, just throwing it out there. What do you guys think about Beetlejuice 2 and Jenna Ortega being cast? Feels like it's going to make a shit ton of money, but I don't know that I want Beetlejuice 2.
I want Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaiian still, but that's because it would have been the trash fest it should have been.
I never read that script, but I heard the basic concept. That sounded like a piece of shit.
It sounded like an episode of the cartoon, which is probably why I would have been okay with it.
The cartoon's actually really good, but
it is, and I'd rather have. Yeah, I have no desire for this. Honestly, after the Christmas Story one, I'm like, my eyes have been open to all this member berries bullshit. So it's harder now for me to like. For a long time, I was like blinded by it. Now it's like I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I just don't see it looking or feeling the same. I don't know. I don't think I want it either. I would be down for an animated movie.
Okay.
I think that's the way to go.
And the style of the original cartoon, I'd fucking love.
Yeah.
I think I just have no desire to see anything from Tim Burton anymore. I think I like Wednesday in spite of Tim Burton. But yeah, I have no desire. Like, I actually groan now for. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that for all the horror people gonna get weird about it? But I don't give a shit.
Grown with what?
Like, I don't want to see it. Like, I haven't liked Tim Burton though since Ed Wood. So.
Oh, so this you didn't like Sweeney Todd?
We do this every time since Ed Wood.
I like Sweeney Todd, but he's not what he used to be. I agree. Yeah, I thought you were starting to go like you could care less now about franchises. I thought that was what that was segueing into.
Oh no, I don't. I have no problem. It'll be nice to see Michael Keaton in the role, but like he had like 2 minutes or not even that. I mean, it was close to 5 minutes screen time in the original. So
yeah, maybe a little more, but yeah, it wasn't a lot when you add it up, really.
Yeah.
But
it's well under 10.
Okay. Well, the other bit of news we have right before we get into our reviews this Saturday, Region Free Season 3 premieres, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that you didn't have before. There's some, I don't want to say exactly what the segments are, but there is some audience participation. So you will want to tune into this. It's pretty unique what's being done, and I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. So it will be premiering Saturday night, I believe at 8 o'clock. I have to double check, but the Region Free Season 3 link is up now. You can go check that out. And it's going to be a hell of an opening intro. You don't want to miss that. Be tuned in before we go live, because I have had a sneak peek of it, and some shocking stuff in this intro, so I think you guys will enjoy it. On that note, let's talk horror, gentlemen. And we'll kick it off with a review of our first film, which Todd and I saw in the theater. And I don't know, maybe the Black Demon is your energy vampire, Todd, because I am delightful. But
you're a lot, Dan.
I am.
If anyone out there argues with me that Dan's a lot, you're a fucking liar.
I mean, you could just look at the Patreon and fucking see what poor Todd's been having to had to fucking deal with. So
he wasn't there. All right.
Well,
yeah, but he still had to be your Uber driver and fucking.
I took an Uber. Thank you very much.
Took an actual. Yeah.
Yes, I took an Uber.
The other one, he just disappeared for like an hour.
Well, you guys were.
Well, me and Caesar were just having some lovely tea, chilling next door.
I'm called an energy vampire. I'm criticized for wearing shorts in California.
You want me to talk about the other big California thing me and Kruger been criticizing you about?
Save it for Patreon, because I'm not sure what it is.
There's only one thing we've been giving you shit about.
Shorts in California. But anyways, Black Demon from director Adrian Grunberg. This one follows Paul Sturgis takes his family on a trip to Mexico to inspect an oil rig his company owns. Once they get out there, he finds the place almost abandoned, with only a few terrified workers left to tell him that the rig has been repeatedly attacked by a monstrous shark that's part of a Mexican legend. With the rig sinking into the water and the shark hunting them, they must find a way to get his family to safety and stay alive. So this is a very limited, I believe, theatrical release.
Pretty sure it's out of theaters by now.
Yeah, I think it's probably gone now, but you might get
a showing or two. I think at our big theater, it's still got a showing or two.
There was no showings in my area.
Okay. If you decide you want to see it on the big screen, you probably should go ahead and do that this week. All right. So lots and lots of shark movies out there right now.
Ben Grimm says I'm allergic to the stuff in his beard.
I have beard oil, Ben. The finest beard oil. Thank you very much. Shitting on Dan while he's trying to do a shark review. All right, so there's a lot of shark movies. This is actually from the director.
I know the beard oil you were using in California.
Fuck you, Todd. This is from the director of Get the Gringo with Mel Gibson, which is a really underrated little movie. It pretty much went direct to video, but it's a good film. And also Rambo Last Blood, which I like. It gets mixed opinions. Some people think it went a little too far on was basically a slasher film. But so I was excited. I like this director's work. This one, it's a little more eco horror leaning, leans very heavy into the eco horror and also Mexican folklore. I believe the Black Demon's a real legend. I could be wrong, but I've heard that before from like fishermen and different things that I believe that's an actual legend that's told. And all right, so this one has a few different, actually a lot of issues. It is fun, but it's very, very stupid. Very, very stupid. So Josh Lucas arrives with this family to this, very kind of rundown beach town and does a lot of really stupid shit right off the bat. He pays like a bartender at this random abandoned bar, like, here, take care of my family. And he just like goes off to this rig. And it just a lot of interactions at the beginning just felt really strange in this movie. You've got the son, and this takes place in modern day, like that quotes like Friends, the TV show. There's a lot of really just weird shit in this one that just felt off. The shark looks great. The effects are actually really good, but and it does something a little unique because it's not just a shark, it is also a demon. So it kind of has these powers to make you hallucinate, which they don't lean into enough. I thought that was one unique thing that kind of made it stand apart, but they don't really get into that too much. And it's this massive shark, but you only really see it a couple times in like a clear full view. So felt like that was a little bit wasted as well. In fact, it was so big, it felt like it could easily just take out this rig anytime it wants to. So I had a lot of issues. Todd, I know you had fun, but I know you had some issues as well.
I did. I was just laughing at Ben's comment about your beard oil.
Yeah, it works. Can smell my beard next time you're at a community meetup or anything. I'm okay with it. You have my permission.
I agree. I can tell you now 100% no one will take you up on that.
Yeah, especially if they've seen our Patreon. Jesus Christ.
You will smell the beard.
Yeah, I mean, I did have fun with it, but it is... it's no Nightmare Shark, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I know Dan was trying to remind me of a critique I had of it, and I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Is it dumb? Yeah, but I don't know. I had a good enough time. I mean,
it's unintentional, I would say. I don't think this one means to be dumb. It just is.
How is the CGI?
Pretty good, honestly. I thought the shark looked good. There's some gore. It's never boring.
You already answered, is the shark supernatural?
Yes, it is. Like I said, I can't remember the name of the demon, Laloka. I'm probably saying it wrong. But essentially it's an eco horror movie. I won't give everything away, but obviously, big oil, all that stuff. It's definitely an eco horror. I love the actress that played the wife / mom. She was just in, I know, Cry Macho and some other stuff. Very beautiful lady. And I thought the kids and everything were good. I like Josh Lucas a lot as an actor, but his character kind of has some ups and downs. And so there's a point where you're supposed to root for him, but he's kind of a piece of shit. He's kind of just an asshole from the beginning, which when there's certain revelations about certain things that happened later in the film, it kind of makes you dislike him even more. It's like knowing that happened, you're a piece of shit to everybody at the beginning. It's like
Caesar strongly disagrees.
Did we see this with Caesar? I don't
know, but I'm just Caesar has no problem with the way Josh Lucas would act in this. Yeah, I mean, he's an entitled American going to a different country. Yeah, so he's kind of a dick to all the people there.
It kind of makes the hostility they encounter a lot worse than it had to be, rather than just shutting the fuck up. But then that's the weird thing. They have that uncomfortable interaction. Then it's like, here's $100. Watch my family while I go off to check out. It's a very weird movie. It has some issues, but it's entertaining. It's certainly better than some recent shark movies we watched, like The Requiem and
Sharkula.
Everything's better. My beard is better than Sharkula. Even Todd would smell the beard before watching Sharkula.
Nope.
Again.
I'd watch Sharkula again.
Definitely would smell the beard, Todd.
Without a second thought.
All right. Well, Horn Dog's Beach Party. Come on, Todd. Look, it's luxurious.
Horn Dog's Beach Party.
Oh, now you're being cruel.
Nope.
So we'll go ahead and just rate the
I
movie,
would watch Axe Them 3 times over smelling your beard.
Ooh.
That's
I'd smell your asshole before.
Oh no, make it stop.
Now you get weird.
I'm kiboshing this fucking conversation right
Kruger's
now.
just gonna go away after this.
No more fucking goddamn beard talk or I'm smelling Dan's asshole. I'm over this shit.
Right. Just to be clear, you can only smell my beard at the. All right, let's rate it. Todd, what say you?
I'm gonna be generous. I'm a 3. I did like it. Not a great film by any stretch of the word, but it's entertaining enough. I'd say, check it out when it hits digital.
Yeah, in spite of the stupidity, I'll give it a 2.5. I can't say I had a bad time, but there's a lot to pick at with this movie. It's just very,
fucking Ben.
You better hurry up, Ben.
Damn.
I don't know. That might be a new reel.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So
Jesus Christ.
Enough of this. We're a classy podcast. We're almost at 1,000.
The last
subs.
it's like since I've come back, we just gotten raunchier and raunchier. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here?
Got to get that 1K. Don't turn them off, Todd. God damn it. All right.
I know. Dan's. Yeah. It's all Dan.
I blame Todd. All right. On to our next movie, which is another one we watched down there in California, The Tank, from writer-director Scott Walker. And in this one, after mysteriously inheriting an abandoned coastal property, Ben and his family accidentally unleash an ancient, long-dormant creature that terrorized the entire region, including his own ancestors for generations. All right, Kruger, what did you think of The Tank?
Well, since I saw the trailer for this movie, I think like 3 or 4 months ago, I was really excited. I love creature features, so I'm always down for a new one. And the fact that the creature, I think Bloody Disgusting put out an article, is 100% practical. I was interested to see what this movie was going to give me. Unfortunately, I did not care for the characters at all. I thought I'm having some paranormal shit going on with my camera right now. So
we're entering the void.
Yeah. If I, oh, Jesus Christ. The fuck is this shit? All right. I think I got it.
What movie are we talking about now?
The tank. But I didn't care for the characters. I just thought like the writing for like the story, there were so many decisions that they were making that I just thought were dumb as fuck. And we didn't like we did get a good amount of the creature towards like the last, I think, 30 minutes of the movie, but you don't see anything for a long time. And I was getting bored with the thing and honestly starting to doze off a little bit with just there wasn't a lot happening. But it did have a decent final act. The creature, I don't know. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit different. It's very Demigorgon-esque, and it just kind of looks like a cheaper, like black Demigorgon. And I would have preferred something more original. I was kind of hoping it was going to look like what the hell is the creature that they were showing in the tank at the beginning of the movie? Axolotl or whatever the fuck, that stupid little salamander with the frills. I was hoping for something like that, maybe some foreshadowing, but we ended up just getting like a design. And this isn't the only movie that's had a monster with a design like that either. What the fuck was that? It was like a like soldiers fighting a bunch of these fucking monsters that look similar.
The Lair.
Yeah.
The Neil Marshall film, The Lair.
Yeah. The creature reminded me a lot of that. And I mean, it was okay, but I think the coolest shots of the movie were honestly shown in the trailer. Like, there's a nice shot of the creature eating somebody, but outside of that, I was pretty disappointed with the thing. Not to mention, you know, I was so excited for this movie that, like, as soon as it came up on VOD, I rented it for like, I think $8. I felt like I could have probably spent that $8 watching something better.
Okay. Todd, how about you?
I think Kruger nailed it. I remember watching it. I was like, man, I know Kruger was excited for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a miss for me. The Lair's a much better film too. This one just fell flat.
I actually think I liked it more than you guys. I thought the practical effects were really cool. I'm a sucker for like coastal seaside horror in general. I'm an easy mark for that. You really have to be pretty awful to make me not find something to enjoy. I know the body count's a little bit low, but I still enjoy seeing practical, you know, man in makeup and suits kind of creature features, and they're so rare now. Not that there isn't some CG in this, but you know, just the design of it I thought looked really cool. There's a few like head scratching moments, like, okay, you got this person, you drag them off, why didn't you just kill them? There's some issues like that, but I thought it actually had some really solid suspense. I love the look of the film. The body count is very, very low. It felt like, I don't know, maybe they needed to throw some campers in there for the go-rounds just to get taken out. But I do think it was suspenseful. I thought the creatures were cool. You mentioned The Lair, which is more of an action film. That one had its issues too, but that's a very fast-moving shoot 'em up. I enjoyed it too. Might make a kind of a cool modern double feature, I guess, if you want to see some solid practical effects work. You can go back and check out our review of that one. But I thought it was atmospheric. I enjoy it. It's not a classic. I know this one had a little bit of hype. A couple other people actually told me that I know it was on some of their most anticipated movies of the year list, and I don't know that it quite gets there, but I did have a good time. I'll probably buy it if it comes out on physical at some point. And yeah, I had a good time. Practical creature lovers, seaside horror, check it out. It's good. The actors are all good. It's nothing you really haven't seen before, but it's way better than your average modern creature feature. So What say you, Kruger? What do you rate this one?
I'm a 2 out of 5.
Ooh, okay. Go for it, Todd. Sorry.
I'm also a 2 out of 5.
Ooh, I am you know what? For a modern creature feature, I'm a 3.5. I did enjoy it, and I'd watch it again at some point. So there we go. The Tank. Moving on.
I know we got a 5-star one coming up next. I can feel it. Oh well, Dan just tipped his hand.
We'll see. Maybe
It's hard to believe Dan played poker professionally too, or damn near.
Pull up Barney likes beers comment, Todd.
Oh,
there
Barney
you
likes-
go.
Barney likes beer says, "Sign me up for some flesh wound beard oil."
I'm gonna make this happen. That
All right.
look, Planet CHH has the wax melts. We're gonna create a beard oil empire. What should be
It's
like? All right, we're gonna open it.
it's
up
$140
with
a pop,
5
though.
What?
It's like 140 bucks a pop, though, isn't it?
Beard
no,
oil?
200
Beard
a pop.
oil?
Well, yeah,
it would be
if
very
we're making
reasonable.
Flesh Wound Dan beard oil.
Oh no!
That's what he said. Dan said Flesh Wound
Ah,
Dan beard oil coming soon. It's like $200 a pop, though.
that's
God
fucked
damn.
up, Ted. Fucked up, Ted.
Oh, Big Crack Rock says make it smell like sushi. All right, enough of this shit. I shouldn't have had you pull up the fucking
Kruger's going
comment.
back on hiatus.
You're gonna
Yeah.
shit your pants because I'm gonna talk to somebody about making this beard oil happen. But all right, so 5-star classic coming up. I feel it. Johnny and Clyde. For director
Did
Tom
Dan just like
DiNucci.
take my stick and make it like his own? Like I didn't just say it like right before.
What?
Just go, Dan.
I was just running with it, Tad. God damn
Okay.
it. All right. Fine. 3-star classic coming up. Johnny and Clyde from writer-director Tom. Also co-written by Nick Principe of Chrome Skull fame, who also acts in the film. And this follows Johnny and Clyde are 2 serial killers who are madly in love and on an endless crime spree. They have their sights set on robbing a prosperous casino owned by crime boss Alana and guarded by a demonic slayer that she commands. All right, so Johnny and Clyde, this director I was familiar with. He's been around for a while. We've reviewed some of his movies way back in the day. He did Self Storage was one. Army of the Damned was another one. He tends to make ambitious films. I'll give him that for low budgets. He does have some high ambitions in his scripts. Never quite gets there, and this is no exception. It's not all awful. I mean, first of all, there is some eye candy. Megan Fox, of course, if you're into her, she's not in it for just 5 minutes or anything. She does have screen time here. You also get Bai Ling, who acts insane as always, basically playing Bai Ling on Celebrity Rehab is pretty much what she's doing. Vanessa Angel of the Weird Science TV series. She's in this. Robert
That was a
Lasardo.
nice pop-up.
Yeah.
I didn't know her.
Yeah, Robert Lasardo. It's always great seeing him. Nick Principe once again. It's a very flashy film, a lot of style, just without the acting to back it up, without the effects to back it up. It's just it's kind of lacking. They try, but they just don't get there. The actor and actress that play Johnny and Clyde, Aaron Jogia and Ajani Russell, they're not good. They're just not good. You really need those roles to be on point, and it just comes off as awkward. They were obviously, they had the look down, but they just didn't have that cool factor that those roles needed. I mean, you needed like I don't know, George Clooney and From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know. It was very distracting. Some of the humor, like Robert Lasardo wears this stupid blonde wig, and none of the humor landed for me. I don't know.
They were like going for a From Dusk Till Dawn with the swerve, but
yeah,
I knew there was a swerve going in, but I didn't know what it was. But then I just looked at the description and it gives the swerve away.
yeah. There's
At least I didn't read that before I watched it, but
yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of, like I said, eye candy, nudity. Not Megan Fox, not Bai Ling, not Vanessa Angel, just random people.
He meant the nudity part, not the beauty part. Otherwise, Dan just be a dick.
Yeah, not being a dick, just no nudity with the names. Maybe if you're a diehard Megan Fox fan, it could be worth a look. I hated it. I'll never watch it again.
I don't know any diehard Megan Fox fans to ask them. To me, it's kind of like American Carnage. I watched it once. I didn't hate it. It's not good, but I could have spent my time doing worse things like smelling Dan's beard.
Did you at least pop?
I swear to God.
Did you at least pop when Nick Principe is fighting those henchmen and Tommy Dreamer shows up for like 2 seconds, or did you notice?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer just pops up.
Well, now it's going up half a point.
Yeah,
Did you start crying? Did you just like come into frame and just start crying?
He did not
call himself fat a few times.
Yeah, I'm a fat. He's pulling the Vader. I'm a fat piece of shit. And crying.
Just walks away. He's
just like, one more night, man. Just one more night.
I'm not gonna fight you, bro. He just walks away from him. That would be funny, but he has some bigger parts in some indie movies. He makes the rounds now, but
aren't all of his parts bigger?
This one is just
that
like
was a fat joke, not a dick joke. By the way,
this is I don't know. That was awkward. I just no sold it.
Ask Beulah.
Todd's smelling assholes talking about Tommy Dreamer's dick. I don't know what's going on tonight. It's a weird night. What can I say? But yeah, this just felt like I don't know, some high school kids trying to make a fan film out of From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know. It just didn't work. There's some, beautiful people in here, but the acting's not good. The story's just kind of eh. I didn't care about anybody in this movie. I didn't like anybody in this movie. I didn't think anybody was cool. It's just, yeah. It's like a CW show with some faraway side boob. That's all. That's all this is. And I didn't like it. What can I say? So, Todd, it's going to be a little bit less than 5 stars. For me, it is a half a star. It's not quite a 0, but it is pretty bad. And unless you just want to look at Megan Fox, that's about it.
I'm a little nicer. I'm going to give it that half for Tommy now, even though I missed him. 1.5. So, rush out and don't watch it. Wait for Tubi.
There you go. So we got Ron Jeremy back in the chat. Welcome. Live from, I don't know where you are right now, Ron, but good to see you. Chris, Slasher Home Video. What's up? Amanda in the chat. What's up? Brian Trash. Big T, anybody I missed, welcome. Big Crack Rock. If you want that sushi flavored beard oil, we'll make it happen.
Jesus Christ.
Make it happen. Fish oil is healthy for you, right? So you can make a gimmick there work. Good for your skin.
Make it
good
stop.
for your beard. Make it. All right. So I think now Todd made that joke earlier, but I know we've got a 5-star classic coming up. I know we have something that is going to redefine the genre for decades to come, and that film is The New Hands from writer-director Brandon Scullion. And in this film, The New Hands is the story of a man who believes cutting off his recently mangled hands and replacing them with a new set he's constructed from the pieces of his victims will bring his ex-girlfriend back to him. Results aren't what he expected. Kruger, what did you think of New Hands? You got the poster? You got custom-made action figures?
Believe it or not, this fucking movie had actually like a decent trailer too. And oh man, this was such
excited for it,
dude. I was very excited for this movie. Just the trailer laid out a cool concept. I do think the concept of a fucking slasher cutting off people's hands and wanting to reattach him to himself, I think that's a cool little thing. And the trailer, I mean, this made it look like this was going to be at least a decent little slasher, but man, what the fuck we got was terrible, dude. Like absolutely fucking terrible. A lot of just off-screen kills, you know, there is a little bit of gore here and there, but nothing to write home about at all. The character just kind of, I don't know what it was, but there was something about him that just seemed so unenthusiastic with what he was doing. And like, I fucking could care less by the end of the goddamn movie. And also at the ending was garbage. It felt like it was building to something, and then what we got, I felt like I wasted my time with this thing. But I got excited for a new slasher. You know, it always happens. I kind of set my expectations a little too high when I watch a trailer. And plus, Felissa Rose was in this too. So I was excited to see her in it. And she plays a pretty small role, doesn't really have a lot happen to her. And she didn't bring much to the movie. Honestly, without her, my rating would be a lot lower. But just like Todd gave Tommy Dreamer the half-star bump up, this gets a half-star bump up for Felissa Rose.
Yeah, she does a lot of, all right, we need a name so we can afford to pay her for one day, sort of nothing roles. That's definitely what you get here. This movie just made me want to watch Idle Hands or Body Parts over. Like this again, very small movie. I hate to be cruel, but I fucking hated this one. This one was
Dude.
Garbage straight across the board. The lead actor, I mean, it's weird. I guess we can call it a horror comedy. I didn't laugh one time. The whole tone of this one is just very odd. It just doesn't work. Like you said, Felissa Rose just has kind of a throwaway role as a doctor. Sally Kirkland is in it as the lead character's grandma, we'll say. And it's always nice seeing her. Of course, she's a legend, but even then, there's just absolutely nothing to recommend this. It's not funny. It's not scary. It's not one for any kind of gore hounds. I mean, there's nothing to speak of there. This one was actually like annoying. Like I'm being a little nicer than I want to be just because it is, you know, that smaller budget variety, but absolutely nothing works about this movie. If it's free on Tubi, you still shouldn't watch it. It's just, man. And like you said, even the ending, it's just the whole thing felt almost incomplete. I don't know. It's goofy. This is about as bad as it gets.
Would have worked better as a short, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, it's, you know, they're just copying shit kind of verbatim that's been done before. So watch Idle Hands again. Watch Body Parts.
I haven't seen either one of those. So
Kruger, dude.
Well,
Idle Hands, maybe wait for October.
Yeah, I was gonna say Halloween.
Yeah. Body Parts, though, you can go ahead and watch anytime. Both great films. Yeah, this is just trash. Don't waste your time. There's absolutely no reason you need to watch New Hands. Todd, sorry, I didn't even pass it to you. I've really
There's really nothing to say about this one. I mean, you guys like already covered it. I mean, all I'm gonna do is fill another hole, so might as well just rate this one.
To fill another hole and smell its asshole. Yes.
Oh God! Stop.
Well, I see. I was gonna let it go, but why don't we read this one, Dan?
Cliff Booth. I refuse to read it. Yeah.
All right. Cliff Booth says, I don't use beard oil, but Farusa left a few puffs of dust from her bat cave on my mustache the other day. Holy shit.
Damn. Sad.
I still haven't unveiled the picture, Dan with her.
I'm genuinely terrified at this new region free concept when he finds out what it is, because that's going to be dangerous. But, but anyways, all right. So it's been a little bit. We've had some bad movies this year, but don't think we've had a lot of zeros, and I'm a zero. There's zero. There's nothing good I can say about this movie. It's a zero.
I'm not as harsh. I'm a 1. It would have got a half star without Felissa Rose, but I do love seeing her. So 1 star, 1 out of 5.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm a 1 too.
All right, you're nicer than me. All right, so moving on to our Shudder original, which is from director Thomas Marchesi, and it is From Black. And this one, we follow a recovering drug addict desperate for closure and saddled by crushing guilt after the disappearance of her young son, is presented with a bizarre offer to learn the truth about what happened and set things right if she's willing to pay a terrifying price. How dark is she willing to go for a chance at redemption? Okay, so From Black, this was one that I didn't know a whole lot going in. The lead actress, Anna Camp, was on True Blood, if I recall.
Yeah.
I think she played Sarah, was the character name. She's really good in this. This movie, so it's one of these ones that's very, very similar to a lot of other films. It's grief horror, which, you know, certainly nowadays some of the best horror kind of falls under that subgenre. There's one movie that this is really close to that I absolutely love, and it's called A Dark Song. That one, in my opinion, is really underrated. I love that movie. It's I don't know, 5 or 6 years old, something like that. That is better than this. Of course, Pet Sematary. It has a lot of similarities to Anything for Jackson, another great horror film and another Shudder original. Also very, very similar to that. Just let's make a deal to get our loved one back. So it's similar to a lot of things. I did like this film. It's well shot, well acted. You know, it doesn't really falter too much, except that it is just so been there, done that. I think the quality still rises above the level of your average, like Blumhouse or Netflix streaming horror film. There's still something there, but it didn't hit me in the feels like some of those other films. It never really is particularly scary. I guess there's a few tense moments towards the end. I think we could have also established a little bit more of a relationship between the mother and son. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I think this one's going to be perfectly suitable for a lot of people. You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It just, again, and this just might be the case of me watching too many movies. There's some odd musical score choices in this one as well. It has a few minor issues. It just, at the end of the day, it's so familiar. It's just very familiar territory. And if you watch a lot of horror movies, you've seen it. But A Dark Song, get on that. Anything for Jackson, you definitely get on that. Those are two great films that are, you know, in a different league from this. But I did enjoy it. What say you, Ted?
Yeah. Excuse me. I do like our lead also in this one. I don't know if I wasn't in the mood for it. It just wasn't connecting. But I mean, it's fine. I just wasn't in the mood for it.
Well, well, I guess I'm gonna be like the only truly positive one because I don't know, man. The movie just kind of like really got me into the story right away. I actually liked that we didn't get a lot of the mother and son because we were kind of just thrown right into her grief and, you know, how a mother's going to be able to deal with the fact that she was strung out on drugs and it led to her son's death. I thought that was a really interesting story, and it made sense on why she was going to make a deal with a fucking demon to bring her son back. I really love the fucking movie. I was invested with all the characters. I also liked the sister being a cop and how you didn't know they were sisters for like a good portion of the movie, and then you found out, and it all made sense why she was there. Like everything, I felt just connected really well together. I love the demon stuff, very Hellraiser-esque. That's why I told you guys to get on it, because that's immediately the vibes I was getting once the demon was on screen. Really cool practical demon too. Shout out to whoever did the makeup effects. Fucking looked awesome. And the voice was perfect too. You know, very Pinhead-esque. This guy definitely could have been, you know, just a Cenobite in a Hellraiser movie, and you would be fine with it. I also thought that just the concept, like, I could see, I was just getting Hellraiser. Like I could see like a Hellraiser movie being played out like this too. And I loved it. As of right now, it's one of my favorites I've seen all year. And it's getting Shudder back in my good graces, because I feel like I've watched a lot of crap on there lately. But this has been a good one. And I don't know if I would prefer it to anything with Jackson. I haven't watched that movie since we reviewed it. I did love it though. I think I gave it like a 4.5. But I'm curious to like revisit it and maybe double it up with this, because they could go well together.
Yeah, I would recommend pairing this either a Dark Song or anything.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you should. Either one of those should close though. I don't think too many people would prefer this over either film. I don't know. The emotional beats could have hit harder on this one for me. And you know, I thought the sister cop and everything, I thought that was, all the elements were there. It just ended up just being kind of okay for me. Yeah, I don't know. It could just be a case of me watching too many movies. But Kruger, what say you? What do you rate this one?
I'm a 4 out of 5.
Oh, okay. Nice. Todd?
I'm a 2.5. I'm kind of in the middle on this one.
It's definitely above average, so I'm giving it a 3. But like I said, it's just a lot of similar movies that are better. That's the only thing going against this one. But From Black, check that out on Shudder if you care to. And all right, so next up we have a Paramount Plus original movie from director Manolo Cardona, and it is Death's Roulette. And in this film, 7 strangers who wake up in a mansion in the middle of nowhere to discover they are part of a twisted game. They will have 60 minutes to choose one person to die, otherwise all of them will be murdered. As the clock ticks down, the most lurid secrets will come to light, and they'll discover they are all connected by a dark, sinister past. All right, so this is I believe this one was, I want to make sure I get this right. It is a Mexican horror film. Like I said, Paramount Plus right now. You can check this one out if you care to. So I'm a big fan of locked room mystery films. You know, obviously this is a very basic concept that more often than not, like I said, it works. I mean, you know, you got, of course, Saw, Cube, Exam, Devil, Elevator, House of Nine. I could go on forever. There's a lot of films like this. It kicks off quite well in terms of the absolutely gorgeous cinematography, the shots of the ocean. This location is certainly more interesting than a lot of the basic like warehouse setups we get with a lot of these films. It's a short 90-some minutes. This one might have benefited from just a little more time to flesh out some of the characters a little bit more. I think that would have helped. There's a lot of people there that just I don't know, don't have a whole lot in the way of character development. But as basic of a setup as it is, there are some good twists and turns in this one towards the end. It gets a little bit fucked up. I enjoyed it. It's another one though that again, it's not, when I mentioned Saw, I wouldn't go in this one expecting like heavy gore or anything. It's more of a thriller, like I said, locked room mystery kind of concept, but it does have some punch at the end. It's very satisfying in terms of you know, where we start, where we end. So it's another one much like the last film. It's like, you know, we've treaded these waters before, but I like this one a lot more, I think. And that just might be me. Again, seaside horror, although in this case more of a mystery thriller. That just works on me. I'm a big fan of just Mexican horror in general. I think it's awesome lately what we've been getting on Blu-ray. You know, a lot of cult oddities from the past, a lot of unknown stuff from different labels. If you saw the Hat Man video, you can kind of see where some of my interests lie these days in terms of my pickups. And this one, I really dug it. I thought some of the psychological shit, like at one point, they're making them reveal things about themselves. It's like, you know, which one of you has, well, I won't give it away, but, you know, there's a lot of like mental fuckery rather than like gory traps. And I dug it. The twists at the end, I think everything came together and made a very satisfying film. It's certainly above a lot of the really shitty streaming movies I've seen lately. And can't remember the last Paramount Plus one we did. So what say you, Todd?
Yeah, you had a lot more fun with it than I did.
Oh,
I couldn't
okay.
I couldn't get over the fucking dub. I could not get into it.
Okay. We could have watched some subs.
I couldn't switch mine.
It didn't let you switch?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
Were you able to? I must have, maybe whatever app I watched it on wouldn't let me. Because that was the first thing I did.
It subtitled. But you're saying you couldn't?
No. I mean, you would notice if it's dubbed, though. That's your preference.
Fuck you, Todd. Well, anyways, I'll have to
okay. Well,
I have to double check. Maybe this was like the first one I watched, so maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. But yeah, no, I had subtitles though. I don't know. But did the dubbing bother you that much?
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Usually, Mexican horror films, usually it's not as terrible. Maybe my mind's playing tricks on me.
I'm checking it. I'm checking it right now.
Confirm that for the good people.
Yeah, because I don't want to say there isn't, but like I can't remember which device I streamed it on. But the first thing I did was go to where you'd switch the settings, and there was no options. And I can't check on this. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, either way, what do I mean? So you hate? I'm surprised you hated this one. This is usually kind of a concept that
you know what? And that's the thing. Maybe I was just anticipating it too much because it is. This was when I saw it. I was like immediately, oh yeah, we got to do this one. I even told Kruger, yeah, you probably don't got to bother with it. I'm actually still trying to figure out if it's dubbed, but I don't know. Did I like anything this week?
No, you were a little harsh on all of these.
I mean, to be fair, I only liked one thing. So,
yeah, you know, I've talked about this. Like this year, I mean, again, we still have over half the year to go, but as a whole,
slow year. It's been a slow year.
Yeah, there've been some films underperforming. Like Consecration was one I was really excited for, and it's okay, but it wasn't like a great film.
Fucking hated that one, man.
Yeah, Skinamarink. You know, there was.
I think I was the only one that was positive on that.
I think you were.
Yeah, I mean, I was not as harsh as a lot of people, but yeah, no, it was a miss. There's a lot of misses this year.
It was legitimately the only movie in a long time I kind of want to leave, but I didn't because I don't do that.
But well, 2 screeners that we just got honestly are pretty high on some of my favorite films that we've seen this year. So go check those out. They're the reviews of the third Saturday in October and the third Saturday in October part 5. So
yeah, reviews up for that now.
Yeah, two really like solid slashers that were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really like a lot. Maybe I'm just not in the mood to review.
Yeah, you're just fucking a grump on everything.
We were talking maybe some retro stuff on next Wednesday.
Well, one retro title at least.
Yeah, at least one. But there's still, like I said, we're still early. I think there's going to be some, and there have been good films, but yeah, in terms of volume, we're much below where we were the last since 2020.
2020 was a strong fucking year, man.
Yeah. Really 20 through 22, I think were all great years. This year's, it's not there yet. I did get a high recommendation for this one from Lorne, visited by Voices One. So I'm like, wow, wouldn't it be ironic if something called Unicorn Wars ended up being on my best of list this year? We'll see. But and I don't know if that's full on horror or if it's just kind of a violent animated movie. But I like Death's Roulette. I would actually recommend you check it out. It's not perfect, but it's a very satisfying ending. I enjoyed it. There's some twists and turns that you may or may not see coming, but I dug it. And I thought it was a little bit more, it's meaner than your average streaming movie with this kind of locked room mystery setup would be if it was an American film or just something you were watching on Netflix. So I kind of appreciated the edge it had, I think, a little bit more too. But not a gore film. Again, just a thriller, and I dug it. But Todd, what say you?
I got to check on the dubbing stuff. I'm gonna be fair and give it a 2.5 because if it was subbed, I might have a different one.
Yeah. And I dropped my phone, but the answer is yes, Todd, to your text. Sorry.
So my text or the group gimmick?
Group.
Then go ahead and promote it, and I'll set it up.
We will have a Patreon video after this, so you can come hang out, ask questions, whatever. We'll talk about whatever. No real plan.
And just give me 2 seconds to set it up, and there'll be a link.
That's cool. Well, did we rate? Did you rate this one, Todd? I'm sorry.
I said 2.5. I was trying to be fair.
I'm a 3. I'm a 3. It's above average. I would recommend this to a lot of people. It's definitely the best, not the best, but one of the better streaming movies I've watched from a major platform like this in a while. So check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And I don't know. I feel like now maybe my mind's playing tricks on me, and I did watch the dubbed version because you might be right. Because I think I watched something else a while back on Paramount Plus, and I was like, "Fuck! It's only the dubbed version. I'd rather watch it with subtitles." And I can't remember what it was, but
yeah, and I can't I can't even double check either. All right,
we fucking flew by the reviews this week. God damn.
I know. That's why we were. I thought we'd be like 2 hours, so we wouldn't need a post show. So.
Yeah. Well, not it's not horror, but I did see Sisu last week, and
we all saw that one.
That was some good shit, man.
Yeah.
Fucking just like a hardcore version of John Wick-esque Nazi hunter story with a lot of gore, man. Some of the best kills I've seen all year in that goddamn movie.
Yeah, and also 90 some minutes.
Yeah,
it doesn't overstay its welcome.
No, and it's just fast, like really, really fast paced, and I love
badass.
It's probably my second. It's probably either my second or third favorite movie I've seen all year.
It's probably on my list too, actually, come to think of it. It's some great kills. I did want to, I'm sorry, I just saw the question. I think it was you, Cliff, that asked it. Charlie Varick That's not a movie I've thought about in a long time, but yeah, really good movie. Walter Matthau, Joe Don Baker, but I was also going to say Andrew Robinson of Hellraiser and Deep Space Nine fame. It's been forever since I watched it. I might actually have to go back and give that a whirl again. Don't hear about that one.
Somebody or Slasher Home Video was asking, how is the slasher season going? Have you been keeping up, Todd?
I'm like 2 episodes behind.
Okay, so I'm up to date. I think there's an episode that drops tomorrow. But so far so good. I'm having a good time with it. It's probably not like, one of my, like, if I was to rank all the seasons together, it would probably be like towards that middle area, but there's been some good twists and turns. And one thing I'll say about this season, and they do a pretty decent job in all the seasons, keeping you guessing who the killer is. But this one has swerved me a couple of fucking times. And like when I think I got it figured out, that person ends up getting killed in the episode unexpectedly. And they need to step it up a little bit with some of the kills, though. Like there has been good stuff, but a couple of episodes they kind of phoned it home. And now towards the end of the season, it is progressively getting gorier and gorier. The last episode had one of the more shocking endings I think we've seen in any of the seasons. So definitely check that shit out, dude. It's just good shit if you're a slasher fan. And I've loved every single season. I don't think there's a season that I've disliked so far.
Ben asked about the Dead Ringer show. I know me and Dan completed it. Did you, Kruger?
No. Should I watch it?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. I think you love Cronenberg. I know it's not him, but I think you will like it.
Okay.
I thought Rachel Weisz was actually really good. That one's a deeper review, but it was better than I expected. I didn't watch this, but I heard Fatal Attraction was pure dog shit, the new show.
Well, it's not done yet, but I've been interested.
Oh, you're watching it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm on I think they're up to episode 4. It's not done, so how am I going to judge it?
Okay.
But I mean, I've been interested. I mean,
you think it's probably something I would dig because you're the first person to have something good to say about it.
You might, because of, you see, you'll be mad because it's not full erotic thriller, but either is the original, like the film.
That qualifies. I mean,
it is, but there's not a high nudity count. I mean, you get to see Lizzie Kaplan nude if that's what you're all about, which you are. So there's that.
Better than Glenn Close.
Yes, maybe that's it. I'm interested, and I don't know what's happening right now because it's kind of like you're getting 2 timelines. You're getting
okay. Yeah, I saw him in the trailers like an older guy or something.
Yeah, you're getting the timeline of when they meet and everything. And then since this is the alternate timeline, it's not a spoiler. Then like he's gone to jail for murdering her, and they're trying to like prove he didn't murder her, but we don't know yet. Like the viewer doesn't know yet.
Oh,
so it's kind of like, and so you think about it. I don't know. That's probably why I enjoy it.
Yeah. There should be a scene where Joshua Jackson is having sex with Lizzie Kaplan, and it's like a nightmare sequence where she just turns into Glenn Close.
But
that was mean. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, real quick. Here is the post in the chat. If anyone wants to jump on the Patreon, there's the show for tonight.
Yep.
So you guys, if you aren't Patreons, there you go. If you are, there you go. Just click the link.
Yep.
And you're straight to Patreon.
There you go. Also, speaking of Patreon, not dated yet. Don't know exactly when we'll be doing it, but we will have a Flesh Wound After Dark TV series that we're going to be covering on Patreon. I don't know if you want to say what it is yet, Todd.
That's a good enough tease for now.
All right, we'll leave it at that for now, but coming soon. We will also, once again, I'll be on the Region 3 Season 3 premiere this Saturday. There's going to be a lot of interaction. Like I said, this has got a lot of new segments. There's going to be some chat stuff that you will want to be there for, except you, Cliff. You can just go out that night. It's all good. Yeah, you won't want to miss it. And especially that intro. Make sure you're watching. I can't remember if it's 8 or 9. I got to go check the link, but it'll be around, 8 o'clock Eastern, roughly. So do not miss it. It's going to be great. And also, once again, I feel like there's something we got to plug, and I'm drawing a blank. But
watch the Patreon we're about to go do.
Watch the Patreon we're about to go to, and I'll think of the other shit to plug. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here next time. Remember, buy Flesh Wound Dan beard oil. Dragon's blood coming first.
We'll be on Patreon in 5 minutes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.